Time, space, aliens. How are they connected? How are they connected to us? May 1768. The open sea. Captain Cook sets out upon his first voyage to found land. But how did this happen? Why did a random farmer in Yorkshire suddenly find the urge and became one of the most successful explorers across the entire world? To do this, we must go back to a few months prior.
As an archaeologist and captain, I've seen a lot of different explorers and mappers, but nothing compares to Captain Cook. After his time on the farm, he joined the Royal Navy, and here is where he made his famous Newfoundland map. Now, between the time of 1763 and 1767, when he made this map, it was one of the most advanced and revolutionary maps of its time, even for 100 years. In fact, it's so extraordinary and profound that it is still used to this day.
But how did Captain Cook, a man very much in his time, somehow manage to create one of the most, if not the most, accurate map of Newfoundland for over a century with the tools that he had at hand? Not only that, but how did he only navigate using the stars?
Modern scientists agree that birds, insects, and animals follow the stars and the moon at night. Captain Cook, on his first voyage, also followed them as well.
The truth is that there's no true way that this man, this singular person, could have visited all of these places and all of these things simply basing off different star charts that in the sky would have stayed the same. In fact, what most is likely the solution here, he was following stars across for centuries. There have been stories of people following stars that have been seen as moving across the sky. Is it possible that Captain Cook himself is that in fact followed some of these stars? Several eyewitness accounts from the crew said that not only did some of them come to him in dreams, but it also came to him in the night sky. He would often not use many of the technologies available that you use for star charts, such as star charts and star maps and the compass. He only looked up at the sky. Is it possible that maybe some of these stars were in fact alien spacecraft guiding him through the oceans, leading him to discover new and exciting lands? If this is the case, then why? Why did the aliens want this? Why did they want him to find Hawaii?
In 1778, Captain Cook found the Hawaiian Islands in the month of Mahakiki, the celebration of fertility and the god Lono. In fact, the Hawaiian people called him the god Lono and offered him gifts and celebrated upon his arrival. Why was Captain Cook celebrated as a god? Modern scientists suggest that it was because of the time of arrival and pale skin. Might there be another explanation? Ancient astronauts theorists suggest that Captain Cook himself could have been an alien. What about the Hawaiian people worshipping the gods? Were the gods aliens too?
So, in the beginning, in his first voyage, he had a special mission called the Transit of Venus, which was an observation that he had to do in 1769. Now, some ancient astronaut theorists suggest that this special voyage is when Captain Cook first communicated with outside world people. Here is where he was able to come into contact and make a deal with aliens in order to increase his knowledge of the stars and maps of the ocean.
Some maintain that Captain Cook simply got lucky in his finding of Hawaii. Yet the amount of evidence against this is staggering. The truth of the matter is that he could not have possibly found these islands if not for the help of some extraterrestrial. But how did he find it? Who sent him there? Did he make, in fact, some kind of deal with the extraterrestrials? In return for finding new land, they would do what he said, only to turn his back on this deal and face the punishments. The second time that Captain Cook came back to the Hawaiian Islands, not only did the, it's kind of strange that the first time he went, they just happened to celebrate him as God. But the second time he went, suddenly they kill him and murder him and beat him to death because it's apparently their time for war season. And now many maintain that this is some kind of coincidence. In fact, the official story, that's what it is. He just happened to come back at the wrong time, just like the first time he happened to come there at the right time. But the truth is that there's no possible way that he just so happens to get killed off by the Hawaiians the same exact day that they are celebrating their war god. No, the explanation, is, despite being far more complicated, is probably far more truthful, which is that Captain Cook was ultimately assassinated by these aliens who he had somehow betrayed. And we don't know exactly what he did to anger them. But it is very obvious that he did something to them because if you remember when he was trying to escape, not only did he take Chief hostage, he tried to do everything so he could get back to his boat desperately. What was in his boat that he needed so badly? Was it something that the aliens had something to retrieve, and yet he decided not to give it to them? The evidence is astounding.
When Captain Cook was killed, he was taken apart limb by limb. Does that also mean he could be put back together? Is Captain Cook an alien or a robot?
This was Captain Cook's journal, dated back to his death, his final message that he wrote in his journal. It says here, page 228. My ship, where hast thou gone? I need a distraction, or the natives will get me soon. My ship, oh, where art thou? Now, when I look at something like that, I see a man desperate for his ship. I see a man desperate for not only his ship, but his crew. And what more valuable than his crew was on? What more valuable was on his crew? Where? Why? How? Who were they? Where? What was on that ship? Dang it!
Could this have been an intergalactic assassination attempt on Captain Cook? Was he part of a grand plan? Something connected to the waters and the sky? The numbers and the statistics are undeniable. Captain Cook was murdered. But there's so many questions still. Just don't understand.
Captain James Cook's voyage changed the course of history forever. Or did it? What if beneath the surface of these legendary explorations lie a secret that has been buried for centuries? A secret of visitors from beyond our world, guiding humanity's journey into the unknown. The answers may be hidden in the stars, waiting for us to uncover them. Until then, the true story of Captain Cook remains lost in the shadows of time.
Was he destined to die? Was Cook an alien on our planet? Why did the aliens come here? Why did they lead Captain Cook? Were the gods the Hawaiians followed truly aliens as well? What could Captain Cook have given them that they didn't have? Why did he die? And where are they now?
Who were they? Where did they come from? And what was their purpose here on Earth? For centuries, the influence has been hidden from plain sight, guiding, shaping, and watching. The answers may lie beyond our reach, but one thing is certain: the truth is out there.